Hey traders, what's up? To watch this video here for Friday, August 14th. As always, I'm starting off with a daily chart of the SPY. Another candle that doesn't look like a candle. I'll try to zoom in a little bit. Looks like a little plus sign. In other words, a very narrow range, very low volume, and still super proud of the group in the chat room because some really nice calls. I'll highlight a couple real quick. Called AMC just on a morning gap play. Nothing real fancy here, right? Morning gap play. Topped out at 510, and so the red to green and the high of day break, opening range breakout, all those things kind of aligning to the 510 break, and I called it, through that, and it ended up getting all the way up to what, 577, which percentage-wise, really nice gain. Now, I'll give you a couple reasons for those of you that weren't there today why I like this through the highs. When it breaks 510, I look to the left on the chart and say, hey, 526 just above, right? And that was a big volume day. So to me, 526 is another catalyst, not far away from the 510 break. And then you can't see it on this chart, but around 569 was the 200 day. So I had stacked catalysts. I had a high of day break, opening range breakout on a morning gapper with one catalyst and another potential catalyst to the 200 day up at 569 ahead. And I gave both those reasons in chat why I was calling it through 510. Ended up being a great trade. And by the way, it broke the recent catalyst of 526 and it got to the 200 day and actually went through that for a brief moment to 577. So it was one of those that like 3 or 4 things lined up. No way I wasn't going to call it. No way I wasn't going to take it. Another pullback play for you pullback players. I noticed early on this SHLL was just stupid strong, right? I'm not going to chase it. So all I can do when I see this kind of move and you see the volume here, all I can do is put it on pullback watch. So for those of you pullback players, I know there's a lot of you in chat. I called this FIs buy zone whole number flush. I think I was on the mic when I said it. So it was coming down here. And so the whole number flush idea would be sitting below 22, somewhere around the 520, right? And look what happens. It actually went down and whipped back up really quickly. I had a bid, and this is why I like to have a bid sitting there. I had a bid at 2203. I actually did a rare bid in front of the whole number. I didn't think it would flush the whole number, so I was bidding at 2203. You can see my fill there right at 2203. And probably within 5 or 10 minutes, I want to say within 5 minutes, I'm already taking 50 cents off the table. Love those pullback setups. I know a lot of you took that with me. Some of you did better than me. You got it below 22 on that flush. So anyway, there's a couple highlights from today. Wayne made several good calls. It was just a really nice day for when you think about how dead the market was, right? Very proud of the group in there. So anyway, let's go into what I'm watching for tomorrow. Remember, when you watch my videos, I am in cash every night. I'm looking for things that might give me an A+ setup intraday, all right? And that's where my equity curve comes from. I don't have losing positions taking away from today's gains because I'm sitting on this from 2 weeks ago and I'm still underwater. I don't do that, right? I log in every day and for the most part make money every day. So it's like it's like owning a stock that just goes up every day as long as you have a process and you know what you're doing. Now I do have a rare losing day, but for the most part, almost every day I'm making a video, my account is at highs for the year and all-time highs. And that's from doing what we do. So anyway, GRWG, big breakout today. Certainly not going to chase, but maybe gives a setup tomorrow. IGC, just insane volume. Over 300 million yesterday, about 250 million today. And as often happens, when you get the big day, you get the gap up the next day. And then it ends up coming down and closing about where it closed the previous day. It's a weird phenomenon. But I look at this and I say, I don't know who the heck's winning. But IGC, if it gives a low-risk intraday setup, I will certainly trade it tomorrow. I'd like to see that come in for a couple days first. UUU is kind of obscure, but had a big run back here, then a pullback all the way, flushed the 20-day. Then this isn't an errant tick. It actually did this yesterday. I actually caught a trade in this. Look at that. It did the pop, a pullback, and then another pop. I mean, it was pretty darn strong, but then gave a lot of it back. And then today, just kind of grinding higher. So when we go back to the daily, say, okay, it had that big crazy snap, but reversed, but now it's starting to eat into that again. So I am going to have this on long watch for the most part because I really like the way that thing moved with fervor yesterday. So that tells me that stock can move. I'm going to keep it on a chart. RV, LV, big volume, topped out right at the whole number 24. Certainly interesting through 24 tomorrow. I believe it's a fairly low float and I want to say I looked that up this morning. I think it's got a lot of shorts in it. So pretty good combination for a squeeze over 24 tomorrow. We will see. XYF, big volume, closing well off its highs, but that whole number $1 might come into play tomorrow. Kind of a sleeper, but I'm going to watch it. MBOT, I'll switch to 5-minute candles and show you. This thing got most of its volume late in the day, or had it started earlier, it might have had a much bigger volume stick right here. But anyway, nice breakout today. We're going to look for a continuation play tomorrow. FLDM. This one had this big pop back here, and it's just kind of grinding sideways, but it's holding up really well. And so I definitely want to keep our eyes on that one. Let's see, FLDM. BGFV was on bounce watch today. It goes back on bounce watch for tomorrow. No triggers in it today. TFFP, really interesting through 10 today. And I saw it kind of setting up and then it ripped. Anyway, but it's a very strong stock. It's sitting at all-time highs. In after hours, this thing actually shot up over 14. I think they had news after hours. It sounded pretty good. And it looks like right now it's trading at 12.41. So certainly a potential gapper tomorrow and a fairly low float on some news in after hours. Let's keep our eyes on that one. Blink, BLNK, also got news in after hours and is trading at 12.70 as I'm speaking. So I believe that was on earnings. So, I don't know where it's going to open tomorrow, but a potential gap play tomorrow. CAAS. I just happened to notice this one. Actually, the chart's kind of interesting anyway. Volume spike, fairly strong close, kind of right at the top of a trend line. But in after hours, this was trading up over $5. I think they're supposed to report in the morning, and I'm wondering, since it's Chinese, if maybe the report isn't already out in China, and that's why it's ripping in after hours. I was trading at 465 right now, but was actually over 5 a little bit ago. So anyway, I'll put that on your radar so we can keep our eyes on it tomorrow. And then lastly, KMDA, nothing real pretty here, but trading at 13 bucks in after hours. So another news play in after hours gapper. So we'll watch that one tomorrow. I'm going to quit babbing. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll see you in chat in the morning.